What is going on, guys? TVM here. Welcome to the moment you've all been waiting for. It is Dembele's 1 and up. Play with the best players and build the best squads for less at ufifa.com. For super cheap FIFA points and FIFA coins, use code TVM at checkout. The link is in the description. If you missed episode 0 or the staging episode, you won't know the rules. I'm going to run through them very, very quickly here. Dembele is the man of the moment. Every time he scores a goal, we get to upgrade one of these non-rare bronze players around him to a rare bronze, then a non-rare silver, non-rare gold, rare gold. Inform. Inform is the final stage. That's where we complete things. There are a few other rules in there as well. Nothing too major. I will explain them as we go along. Now, as I'm playing on PC, like I mentioned in the previous episode, the rewards are different. So if you want to pause it at any point to have a look in depth at the rewards, feel free to do so. The bronze ones are probably what we're going to be aiming for this time round. Of course, the silver rewards are kind of possible. I mean, you never know. You never know. Depends on the sort of level of opponent we come up against. And then, of course, in the future, we could be looking towards going for something like gold once we get to at least the silver stage with a couple of golds in there. You'll notice the rewards are terrible compared to the console version. They are absolutely diabolical, but that's literally because we only play 25 games. You only need 11 wins out of 25 games to get yourself gold 3, which will automatically qualify us for next week. Our first opponent in Dembele's 1 and up is this guy. I mean, this guy's got some pretty impressive players, and he's on one of the most AIDS pitches in the game. I don't often play away matches purely because I don't want to come up against people like this, but in the first 4 minutes, we take it by storm, we shock him, and we score a goal that honestly I don't think he expected whatsoever. Dembele nearly got an assist in there, but it did come off the defender, unfortunately, and it went in to make the game 1-0 already. Now, I'm doing this pre-recorded. I did think about doing it live as we go to concede there to make it 1-1, 10 minutes. Did think about doing it live, but I wanted utmost concentration. So I like glued to the screen, nothing else on at all. I had music on for this game, but I turned it off into the next game because I couldn't concentrate. I just wanted to throw everything I had at it, and I'll be honest, it paid off. It really did. Like, I'm not saying we win all of our first games or anything, but it really helped me focus and sort of put everything I could towards this. I was not expecting to be able to even score a goal, let alone run a guy with a team as nice as this guy has, as far as we did. We concede there in the 34th minute. He goes and gets the ball because he thinks, you know, I should be smashing this guy. He's got 10 non-rare bronze players. But it's just not the case. It is end-to-end stuff. 45 minutes in, Dembele picks up the ball and gets taken out by the defender after some fancy footwork. Free kick on the edge. Ramos not happy. Is his face a bit long? Doesn't matter. He moves the ball so much that it splits and the ball goes through the middle, making it 2-2. And that, my friends, marks the first upgrade of the episode. Dembele scored it. That means we get an upgrade. I was saying in the first instance that Dembele nearly got an assist for the striker, but it came off the defender's leg. Had he got an assist, of course, we would be able to apply a gold stat card to one of our bronze players, but unfortunately it didn't count as an assist. So into the second half, 48 minutes. Unfortunately, Kevin Gamero finds a way through. The goalkeeper is never going to save that as a non-rare bronze card, and we go 3-2 down. We don't get anything for a win, which I might look at changing somewhat in the future. We get another free kick here, and we hit the side netting very close. Could have got back into it. As I said, we don't get anything for a win, and I would perhaps like to change that, because the more and more you go through these games and you realise, well, I'm 3-2 down to a guy with an amazing side, and I have a full non-rare bronze side. Like, that is an achievement and a half. If we'd actually taken that guy to extra time, even that there, I was really, really chuffed with myself. Yeah, I might look to change it. If you've got any suggestions, though, let me know. We're going to make our first upgrade here. We take out one of the central midfield players, and we put in Alan of Hertha Berlin. He has 4-star weak foot, 3-star skill moves, medium work rates, and he is left-footed. Of course, he is a rare bronze card. And to make things easier, our second opponent has Ronaldo and Bale up front with 88 Isco as cam. And I'll be honest, I was not expected to last 5 minutes against this guy. I thought Ronaldo was going to tear me apart. We actually gifted him a very, very nice opportunity in the early stages, which he fluffed royally. And we took advantage of that because we then started to pile on the pressure. Pile on the pressure. We got a shot off that the defender was sort of shoulder to shoulder with Dembele, couldn't get the angle properly, but we were all over him. Honestly, I felt like if I had like 2 goal players in this team besides Dembele, it would have ended 4 or 5-0. I would have absolutely smashed him. Another free kick that comes in here. The goalkeeper saves it, but it's just a signal of intent. Look at that. 53% possession for ourselves. We're on the left-hand side, of course. 6 shots, 4 on target, 84% pass accuracy. In a side, right, where only one of your players has over 60 passing. We're not including Dembele in this, but only Alan has over 60 passing, I believe. I think maybe one other does, but 60 passing is atrocious, and yet we have a ridiculously good pass accuracy. 86 minutes, the cruel world of football hits us in the face. Sergio Busquets puts the ball in the back of the net from a really just sloppy bit of defending, and we lose the game 1-0. No upgrade in that match, unfortunately, which was really, really frustrating because, I mean, that guy was not good. His side was amazing, but I felt like he was there for the taking. This guy is a little bit more conservative with his side, a full Premier League team, some high-rated players in there. Eric Bailly in this side was, I think it's Eric. It is Eric, isn't it? Yeah, I think it is. He was menacing. I could not get past him. It was so annoying. Every single time I had the ball in a good area, Eric Bailly would go shoulder to shoulder with whoever it was, and they would just sort of take him out, essentially. Dembele comes close there, somehow managing to rattle the netting, even though the ball came from the opposite angle. Has another opportunity when he clatters against the crossbar. The ball comes back and hits Check in the back and goes out for a corner. Nothing came of it, and then we had some pressure to deal with just before the interval, and we go into half-time. Again, 50-50 in these games. I mean, this really surprised me. I was shocked to my core to realise that I wasn't getting spanked. I know there's going to be a situation that comes around as we go and concede a goal to Olivier Giroud. There's nothing we could do about it. The goalkeeper made a great save. Took him 74 minutes, and incidentally, that's not the only goal he has to score, because off from the corner, we whip the ball into a dangerous area. It is glanced across by the new man, Alan, and put in by Laurent Koscielny for an own goal. 90 minutes. We're about to take this into extra time. And then, unfortunately, the cruel world again hits us right on the noggin because Christian Eriksen bursts through here. And then, like the cheeky little toe rag that he is, sweats it across to Olivier Giroud, who puts it in to make it 2-1. And again, I'm just holding my own in these games. I really am. And I did not expect to. Like I said, I know there's going to be an instance where we're going to get beaten 4 or 5, maybe even 8-0 or something along those lines. But, you know, for the time being, we are doing particularly well. We need that one win to get bronze 2. Not that it really makes a difference, but the rewards will play a part. I'll explain it at the end of the episode. The rewards will play a part in the series at some point. The weekly rewards and indeed the monthly, should we get to the monthlies. This was an interesting game. Really interesting, because this guy wasn't bad. His side was pacey in places that it matters, but we started off this game so strong. We were rampant, absolutely rampant, and this guy did not expect us to play on PC. Trying to explain this very quickly here, as we end up going a goal in front from the striker that I can never remember the name of. Dembele's effort was saved. On PC, incidentally, we should have put that away. There's like a bot you can get where you can sort of give yourself goals. So normally what happens is you go into a game in seasons, you come up against a full bronze side, and then people tend to just score an own goal and they give themselves 2 goals and then they leave. That's what happens. So this guy kicked the ball to me straight from kickoff, was not expecting us to play and be as sort of robust and defensively sound in a way, because we haven't really conceded that many goals. We're through again here with Dembele. 54 minutes. I fluffed it. I panicked. Normally, what I would have done was taken that a little bit further, maybe ball rolled it, but it doesn't matter because Dembele rectifies the situation, gets himself his 50th goal for me, which I didn't expect it to come that soon, but scores an absolute peach from the edge of the area, banking yet another upgrade for us, which is amazing. But honestly, this guy was there for the taking, and he has another effort saved by the goalkeeper. 2-0. Away from home against a guy with a full Premier League team with Jamie Vardy and company up front. I mean, like, not Vincent company, but you know what I mean. The substitute striker that comes on, non-rare bronze, manages to dink the goalkeeper to make it 3-0. We're into the 80th. It's not over yet, though, because Hakim, who comes on as a second-half substitute, assists Dembele to get himself his 2nd goal and marks our 2nd upgrade. And we also get a rage quit, would you believe? Would you believe it? I wouldn't. I couldn't. I was absolutely amazed. We've made it to Bronze 2, something that, to be honest, I didn't expect to do in the first week. I thought with me in the second week we might do it with a couple of upgrades. But speaking of couple of upgrades, we have 2 to apply here. Upamecano, I think that's how you probably don't say his name. 70 pace, 68 physical and 61 defending. And then in the centre of midfield we've gone with Marcel Hartel. 70 pace, not too many other great stats in there. 70 dribbling, which isn't too bad, but the weak foot, that's the reason I wanted him. 4-star weak foot in the midfield is going to help me out a lot because I don't really know what foot each player uses. Although I do know Alan is left-footed. But apart from that, I don't really know. Those 2 players you just saw, they were the 2 players that we replaced. They will have an opportunity to feature again from the bench. I'm going to mix around my bench with players that I've upgraded. They drop onto the reserves and the subs. And we can mix them around and bring them on as and when we need to. But I can't make any subs in the first half. I have to wait for the second half to make a sub. That's one of the sort of unwritten rules, really. Speaking of an unwritten rule, this one's now going to come into play. I was saying earlier how I wanted to incorporate a win into the series and how a win should mean something when I have bronze players. When I have silver players, I think a win is going to become a lot easier. So for the time being, we'll adjust this rule as we go, and maybe if you have an opinion, you can let me know down below. But now that we have a win under the belt, what I'm going to do is when the weekly rewards come out, whatever we pack from whatever pack that we get, I'm going to get to pick one of those players, just one, to permanently go onto the bench, and that could be used as a super sub, but only after the 60th minute in the game. So I can't just bring him on straight away at the start of the game. I have to wait to the 60th minute. I think that's going to work really well. So long as there's a bronze player in the starting 11, I can do that with the rewards. And then once we get into sort of silver players and things, maybe we'll work out a different system. Maybe I need 2 wins, or 3 wins, or 5 wins, etc. But at the moment, I think 1 win is sufficient, even though I know I've only just done it, but still. The other thing that I need to do, of course, because we managed to make someone rage quit, which I really wasn't expecting, we get to pick a lone player for 1 game. He gets to go in there and start the game from the get-go and finish the game, and you guys are going to be the ones to decide it. So I have Johnson from Borussia Mönchengladbach who's going to go in there and get full chemistry on that left-hand side, or we can go with Defrel, the striker. Both are very pacey. I've used Defrel an awful lot. I wasn't a massive fan of Johnson, but still, he would be a massive improvement to this team. So down below, if you could comment which one you would like me to use. If you see a comment, by the way, that has a couple of thumbs up on it, either Johnson or Defrel, if you could just thumbs that up, it would help me out an awful lot rather than people just listing. I mean, you can list if you want, but if you would thumb up the first comment you see, I guess, then that would be amazing. I'll be back again tomorrow with another episode. Tomorrow should have either 5 or 6. We only had 4 in this one, because I realised that there would be a bit of explaining to do. But hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, smack that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new, of course. And until the next time, goodbye.